What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. My character is turning away. Okay, let's try this again. Ready? Everybody ready? Shh. Okay, here we go. What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. We're back on the Mistweaver. Man, I'm telling you, I think Mistweaver Monk is the best Mythic Plus healer in the game. There's one big problem with Mistweaver. Everything else is incredible. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here. So, I did a video on Mistweaver a couple weeks ago, my introduction to kind of playing Mistweaver, and since then we've, pushed pretty far. I've started to do some 20 keys. I'm item level 438 right now. I basically have a weapon that I'm going to be crafting in a little bit. I have a 441 weapon right here. I need to craft an offhand, and then I will be probably 440 item level or close to it. It's looking really, really good, and I'm loving how Mistweaver plays, how much damage it can do, and how much healing it can do, particularly at the same time. That's the most impressive thing to me, is how much damage and healing this thing can pump at the same time. Look at this Oldemon 20. I'm so sad that I didn't do this. I did it off camera, so I can't show you guys the footage of this, but we did 41k DPS overall, almost got to the tanks level, and we did 44.6k HPS overall. So, like, the damage and healing is just outrageous. The amount of healing that you can have, like multiple different layers of healing. You have consistent AoE healing throughput with your Ancient Teachings stuff, right? Ancient Teachings, Ancient Phaline, all that stuff with your just spinning while you're on your Phaline. You could do tons of consistent HPS that way. You have burst healing with things like Shaylin's Gift and even Life Cocoon on a single target and Revival. All three of those provide insane amounts of burst healing in a moment when you really need it. And again, you just have crazy damage because your Phaline's down. You have Touch of Death. Like, our Spinning Crane Kick does most of our damage, but the stones are doing a crazy amount of damage. There's also some flexibility. The stones are going to get nerfed soon, the primordial stones, right? So they're doing a lot of damage right now. We're going to lose about 40% of the damage that they're doing, which is very sad, but that's okay. That means that I could maybe index one of my stones into a healing stone if I want to. Right now, I'm running triple DPS stone, right? I'm doing Storm plus Desirous Blood plus Prophetic Twilight. So it procs the other two. I'm not running a single healing stone, and we're still doing just fine healing. But if I needed to, if everybody was dying on a much higher key, like a 22 or something, or maybe a 23 key, I could index into a water stone and definitely get more value out of that. I'm going to make sure I level this thing up soon. So on top of that, my trinkets are both like DPS trinkets. So I have flexibility in my build right now. I could pump more HPS if I wanted to. Right now, I'm choosing to do as much damage as humanly possible with Spear Fragment and Spoils of Neltharis. Neltharis is just a stat stick, but Spear Fragment is really good. This thing does a whole bunch of damage and then gives you crit. Like, look how much damage this thing did overall. My Spear Fragment did almost 5% of my damage. One trinket doing almost 5% of my damage. It gives you main stat, and it gives you crit after you use the Spear Fragment. It's very annoying to use it, but holy crap, this thing does a lot of damage. So overall, I think that Mistweaver just has all the tools in the toolkit to make for an amazing healer. The damage is there. Things like Zen Pulse, getting the extra trigger off of Zen Pulse, your regular damage from Spinning Crane Kick when you're in your Phaline Stomp. You're doing so much damage because of that. Even getting Chi Burst in there. It's so much damage. And on top of that, as I said before, the healing profile is so versatile, right? Do I need a single target bubble on somebody? Yep, I've got that. I can hit them with Life Cocoon. And then at the same time, if somebody else is taking a lot of damage, I can hit Thunder Focus Tea into an instant enveloping mist for a big upfront heal and a heal over time. So I can basically, like, spot heal two people at the same time. If I need to do big AoE healing over time, I can just spin on my Phaline. It does a lot of AoE healing. Or if there's like 3 targets or less, I can start doing my Tiger Palm into Blackout Kick. That'll heal people as well while I'm on my Phaline. I have my Invoke Chi-Ji, which is the best healing cooldown ever. It's insane. You just do 1 Tiger Palm into 1 Blackout Kick, and then you get a free, or you get an instant cast Enveloping Mist. It's not free, but it does a whole bunch of extra healing. There's just a whole bunch of flexibility. On top of all this stuff, your big major cooldowns like Revival and Shaylin's Gift. Let me show you some of the footage here from this Freehold that I just did. I really think Mistweaver Monk is in an amazing position right now, and it's the best healer in the game, except for maybe one possible problem, one thing that they don't have that Holy Paladins and like Disc Priests would have above them, and that is group-wide damage reduction, a DR for everybody. We do not have a single damage reduction at all in our kit, so that is a bit of a problem, and I would say that that puts Mistweaver behind, possibly behind Holy Paladin and Disc Priest. This Paladin just ran in and died. Here, look at our damage. We're already doing 100k DPS and 92k HPS. Watch these numbers over here as we go. 103, 110k HPS, 130 HPS, 120 DPS. Like, it's outrageous, man, what you can pump in an AoE situation if you set everything up correctly. Our damage and healing is crazy. What I ended up doing at the beginning of this pull, let me just show you really quickly. At the very beginning of this pull, I'm going to get my spear fragment down here. I'm going to fire this at the enemies. I'm going to get my little statue out, my white claw tiger statue. He's going to go out, okay? So tiger statue down. Then I do spear fragment. Boom. There's a big chunk of damage already. Then I get my Phalanx down. I've already got it down right here. Then I do my Chi Burst. Then I start spinning. Well, no, sorry. Then I do my Enveloping Mist on somebody, and I want to make sure I do Zen Sphere on an Enveloping Mist so that it triggers twice. Then we start spinning. And it just takes care of everything. Like, the spinning itself can basically take care of everybody's health right now. That guy got one shot because he stood in a frontal. You can't stop people from being stupid, right? Like, if somebody's going to stand in a frontal, I can't heal through that. So that happened. But it's just insane. Like, our damage is insane. I popped my second trinket. I have 2 unused trinkets, which is really annoying right now. There's that frontal right there. That's brutal backhand. So it's very, very annoying. But I just wanted to show you how crazy you can pump here. Let me just bump ahead here. We'll get past this into this next pull right here. Once we finish off these guys here. The DPS and the HPS at the same time. This is what I think is so good about Mistweaver. They can do damage and they can heal at the same time. Very, very efficiently. So once again, my Phalanx down. I've already done Zen Sphere on my tank to do a bunch of damage. We're doing 60, 70k HPS right now. And then we're healing. I get my Chi-Ji out. Here's a great time for Chi-Ji. Here comes Shattering Blow. There's 2 of these guys that do Shattering Blow. And on Fortified Weeks, they do a lot of damage. Watch this. Boom. There goes half of our health. I have Chi-Ji ready to go. I just kick it back up, and we're back to full health, basically. Get some Enveloping Mist going. Another Chi-Ji, another kick, and we're back to full. Another Shattering Blow is coming. Backhand. Brutal backhand right there. I'm getting out of the way because I thought the bird was going to drop goop on me. Here comes a brutal backhand, and they're going to get a Shattering Blow again once in a minute. You have cooldowns for all of these. You have Revival. You have Shaylin's Gift. You have Chi-Ji. You just want to space these out. I don't even think I use... There's my Shaylin's Gift right there. So full healing everybody once again. Another Shadowing Bellow comes out. That's okay. We're going to start healing people with just our regular healers. We don't have any cooldowns right now, so I'm going to go into triage mode. You can occasionally just do that as well. You can just stand there and triage somebody up with Soothing Mist, plus some Vivifies or Enveloping Mist. It's not a big deal. You're allowed to do that. It's okay. There we go. Once again, we'll get our Phalanx down again. I think it doesn't really matter. This pulls over, but you always have cooldowns available for that stuff. You've got Revival. You've got Shaylin's. You can bubble somebody. You can Thunder Focus T plus Enveloping Mist a 3rd or 4th person. And then you that consistent healing from everybody that's in your Phalanx. It's really, really good. So here I pop my trinket, my Spoils trinket, and then I just go right into Chi-Ji because at the beginning of this fight, you end up taking a lot of damage. He's just shooting people with his pistol, and it does a lot of damage. Chi-Ji is really good for that. I can just kick people and put Enveloping Mists out, and it's all good. So we basically heal everything up from Chi-Ji right there. Now I have Shaylin's Gift is ready to go, and Revival is ready to go. There's my Spear Fragment trinket. On this fight, the mobility from I don't know what this guy's... Yeah, that guy was just standing in a puddle. There's nothing I can do about that. He's just standing in a puddle the whole time, right? Like, I can't help you if you're going to do that. So anyway, that's another thing. But the mobility of Mistweaver is also amazing. You can see the bird is charging across the battlefield right now. I can jump out here I didn't even have to use my mobility, but I'm going to jump out here. I'm going to bait the puddle, and then I'm going to go back in. Okay, and you can do that every time. Okay? It's really, really solid. Then we're back in our regular rotation. We can dispel the gun off that guy. Kick Revitalizing Brew. The bird is about to charge again. I'm going to dash out here like this with my torpedo. Bait the puddle. Go back in. You can do that every time. There's Shaylin's gift to top myself off. We're back into the fight. Not a big deal. So these are the kinds of things that you can do on Mistweaver. I think it just has really good flexibility. It has insane burst healing with Shaylin's gift, with revival. It has really good consistent healing with the Feline Stomp stuff plus your Chi-Ji. When your Chi-Ji pops and you start blackout kicking and critting on every single blackout kick, it does crazy amounts of healing and crazy amounts of damage. And even on single target, we're able to get like 25k DPS. I come back out to bait the circle again. There you go. That's how you want to do that. So I think that Mistweaver is in a really healthy place. I don't know if there's another good pull here. This dungeon got completely bricked by our DPS. One guy was offline for a while. It just wasn't looking really good. But again, we jump in here, pop our Feline, and we can spin for a little while. He got right off my Feline right away, which is really sad. You want to watch out for the duelist dashes for sure. I try to get back in my Feline to reset it, but I was unlucky there. So now we're in kind of a rough situation. You don't really want to ever be in this situation, but you have to be very careful about your Feline sometimes. I do get it back right here, which is nice. Now we can get back into it. We're all good. But for about 10 seconds there, I was kind of in trouble. You be very careful about where you're placing it. But I just like, you're just able to do all kinds of damage and all kinds of healing at the same time. That is something that other healers, in my opinion, really struggle with. Or it costs you like a lot of time and a lot of GCDs to try and get doing damage while also doing healing. Something like a Resto Druid has to switch into Boomkin form or switch into Feral form just to start doing damage. And then you have to build up combo points or build up whatever, your astral power just to be able to do damage. I can do it at the same time. I'm doing 50k DPS right now while I'm healing. And I still do have burst cooldowns. This tank was very frustrating, but we have all the same kind of burst cooldowns to deal with whatever burst damage is going to come in, as you saw with the bellows earlier on those enemies. So I just think like Mistweaver has a huge advantage that way. They're able to do damage and do healing, but still have triage, still have consistent HPS. They have good utility with things like Paralyze and Ring of Peace. It's just really good. It's really good overall. The only thing that they lack, in my opinion, is going to be that DR. They don't have a group-wide DR. Unfortunately, Destabilize goes off here because nobody else was taking care of it. I think it gets caged finally. They don't have a group-wide DR. They don't have a single-target DR. Disc Priest really is the king of that. 2 pain suppressions and a dome, right? You can get lots of DR there. And then Paladin, of course, has lots of DR as well. So that's the only thing that's missing from Mistweaver, which is probably stopping it from being like the top plus, you know, Mythic plus 23, plus 24, those kinds of keys. They might keep a Mistweaver out of those keys because you don't have DR and people will just get one-shot by mechanics without having a DR. But other than that, they're absolutely incredible. A top-tier healer, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about Mistweaver in those comments down below. I'm having an absolute blast with it. I'm pumping a bunch of dungeons now with it. I think it's really, really strong. And I think that if you haven't considered it before, you should. I think it should be in the conversation as being in the top 3 healers, just period. I think it's better than Druid. I think it's better than Shaman. I think it's better than Holy Priest. I think it's better than a lot of them. Maybe Disc Priest and Holy Paladin are the ones that would edge it out because of those DRs that they have. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I just wanted to show you that, and I'm having a blast on my Mistweaver. I'm really enjoying it. My favorite healer to play right now by far, and I think it's the best Mythic Plus healer. It might be tied for the best with like Disc Priest and Holy Paladin. Personally, I still think it's the best. I think it's the absolute best. If I was pushing plus 24 keys, that might be a little bit different. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. Please like and subscribe, guys. It really, really helps me with the algorithm since I kind of got wrecked lately. So help me out there. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.